power begins to leak the moment you feel the need to defend it. Most people never notice when this begins. It happens quietly, in a meeting, in a relationship, in a conversation that suddenly becomes tense. Someone questions your decision, and instead of standing inside it, you rush to explain. You offer reasons, context, details. You believe clarity will protect you. You believe that if people can just understand your intentions, they will respect your decision. But something else happens. The more you explain, the more your certainty begins to sound negotiable, and the room senses it, long before it understands it. 500 years ago, in the brutal political courts of Florence, Niccolò Machiavelli noticed the same pattern. He watched rulers lose influence, not because they made the wrong decisions, but because they revealed too much of their thinking, too much defense, too much explanation, too much effort to appear reasonable. And once a leader begins defending himself, something dangerous happens. His authority stops feeling absolute. It begins to feel conditional. People are taught the opposite lesson. They are told, explanation is honesty. Transparency builds trust. Good people make themselves understood. It sounds noble. It sounds civilized. But in real human behavior, unnecessary explanation creates the opposite effect. It does not calm people. It makes them examine you more closely. A man says no, then spends 3 minutes softening it. A woman sets a boundary, then apologizes for it. An employee makes a decision, then begins defending it before anyone even asks. The words are different, but the signal is the same. I am unsure if I am allowed to stand here, and human beings detect that signal instantly. This is the part most people never hear. Respect is not built only on truth. It is built on frame. On the way someone carries a decision when pressure enters the room. Because the moment others realize your decisions can be pulled open by doubt, they stop accepting them. They start testing them. And this is where the real danger begins. Not when people disagree with you, but when they discover your certainty can be slowly dismantled, question by question. Machiavelli would call this a misunderstanding of power. You thought you were proving integrity, but you were teaching people exactly where your authority breaks. And once people see the crack, they rarely stop pressing it. Watch ordinary life carefully, and you will see the same pattern everywhere. A manager questions your decision. In front of the team, you could answer with one calm sentence. Instead, you unfold your entire reasoning, every variable, every delay, every justification. You think detail proves competence. But most people are not measuring your logic. They are measuring your composure. And this is where the power dynamic shifts. The same thing happens in relationships. Someone asks why you were distant, why you changed your mind, why you said no. And because you want peace, you open the entire internal file, your stress, your doubts, your emotions. It feels honest, but the truth is less comfortable. The more access people have to your internal mechanics, the easier it becomes to predict you. And once people can predict you completely, they begin adjusting their behavior around your softness. Carl Jung understood something similar about human psychology. What remains partially unseen often carries more weight than what is fully revealed. Not because secrecy is always good, but because complete exposure removes mystery. And when mystery disappears, authority quietly disappears with it. This does not mean becoming cold. It means becoming precise. A clear sentence, a calm boundary, a decision stated without emotional defense. That is not manipulation. That is discipline. Think about the people whose words carry weight in a room. They rarely speak the most. They do not rush to clarify every misunderstanding. They do not panic when someone is briefly uncomfortable. They let the moment breathe. They let silence carry part of the message. Because explanation should serve clarity, not insecurity. The moment explanation begins serving insecurity, it stops building trust and starts broadcasting doubt. And here the deeper realization appears. Over-explaining is rarely about helping others understand. It is about fear. Fear of judgment, fear of being misread, fear of losing approval. So the mouth keeps talking, while authority slowly drains away. Machiavelli noticed something brutal about human nature. People rarely judge leaders by their reasoning. They judge them by how those reasons are carried. Not every decision needs a defense. Not every challenge deserves your internal blueprint. Because when you explain yourself to everyone, you stop appearing decisive. You start appearing negotiable. And respect slowly erodes. Not in one dramatic moment, but in small repeated tests of your certainty. Eventually, a man notices something unsettling. The people who command the most respect rarely explain themselves. They decide, they state, and they move forward. No defensive speeches, no emotional justifications, just quiet certainty. At first this feels unfair, because you were taught good people clarify everything. That maturity means explaining your intentions until everyone feels comfortable. But the real world follows a colder rule. The person who appears most certain becomes the center of gravity in the room. And certainty is not built through long explanations. It is built through restraint. Machiavelli saw this again and again in Renaissance Italy. The princes who constantly justified their actions looked weak, even when their decisions were correct. The rulers who spoke briefly and acted decisively appeared powerful, even when the future was uncertain. Because power is rarely measured by logic, it is measured by composure. Think about the moment someone challenges your decision. Most people panic internally. They rush to prove themselves. They open the entire story. But the moment you stop doing that, something changes. You give one calm sentence. I made the decision I believed was right. And then you stop. And the silence that follows begins working for you. Not because silence is magical, but because people instinctively test those who appear unsure. When certainty enters the room, most of those tests disappear. Nietzsche described this difference clearly. Reactive people justify themselves constantly. Sovereign individuals move from an internal center. They do not need universal approval in order to act. This is not arrogance, it is self-possession. Respect rarely grows from endless explanation. It grows from visible certainty, from the ability to stand inside a decision even when it is questioned. And now the hidden loop closes. Why do some people lose respect, even when they are honest, hardworking, and kind? Often the answer is not their character. It is their constant attempt to justify themselves. To everyone, they explain their time, their boundaries, their emotions, their ambitions, until nothing about them feels solid anymore. But the moment someone stops negotiating his own presence, everything shifts. He still listens, still respects others, still communicates when necessary. But he no longer performs explanations to secure approval. His decisions become statements, not debates. His boundaries become lines, not suggestions. Gradually, people respond differently. Not because he became cruel, not because he became manipulative, but because he finally understands the structure of human perception. Goodness without awareness invites pressure, but goodness combined with quiet certainty creates something stronger: respect. So the real lesson was never simply about speaking less. It was about standing more firmly in what you choose. Because the moment you stop explaining yourself to everyone, is often the moment people start listening, far more carefully.